Today, we're diving into something that's completely changing the game and how it's going to help your construction business in 2025. Why S corporations are becoming the new LLCs. If you're a contractor trying to figure out the best structure for your business, you need to pay close attention to this video because I'm about to explain why LLCs might be dead and why S corporations could be your next smart move. Before anything else, hello, I'm Elizaveta, the founder of Beyond Book Solutions, a remote bookkeeping company for construction business owners like you. My team and I help contractors save time, make more money, and pay themselves more. Okay, now let's dive right into it. Let's start with some history. LLCs burst into scene in the late 1970s, and they were revolutionary. Think about it. Business owners finally had a way to get the flexibility of a partnership with the liability protection of a corporation. Wyoming kicked things off in 1977, and then every state was on board. Fast forward to 2024, and we're looking at over 20 million LLCs in America. Now, here's what made LLCs so attractive. Well, first, you get that crucial liability protection, where your personal assets are safe if your business runs into trouble. Then there's the pass-through taxation, meaning you're not getting hit twice with taxes like traditional corporations. Plus, they're incredibly easy to set up. Maintenance costs are low, and the reporting requirements are pretty straightforward. Sounds perfect, right? Well, there is a problem that nobody talks about enough though. Self-employment tax. This is where things get interesting, especially for contractors. When you have an LLC, you are paying a 15.3% in self-employment taxes. Let's put that into perspective. If you're making $100,000 a year, you are handing over $15,300 just in self-employment tax. And that's not even talking about your regular federal taxes. Here's something important that most people don't realize. When you're self-employed, the IRS actually views you as both the employee and the employer. And that means you're stuck paying both sides of those Social Security and Medicare taxes. But there's a better way. This is where S corporations come in the game. Here's why they're becoming so popular. With an S Corp, you can split your income into two categories, the salary and distributions. This is the secret sauce that's making everyone switch. You only pay those hefty employment taxes on your salary portion, not on the distributions. So let's break this down with the real numbers. Let's say you're making that same $100,000 in an S Corp structure. You might take $30,000 as salary and $70,000 as distributions. You're only paying employment taxes on that $30,000 and not the full amount. So do the math. 15.3% on that $70,000 comes up to about $10,700 in tax savings. That real money staying in your pocket. Here's the key difference that most people miss. When you take money out of your LLC as a shareholder, it's not considered payroll. But as an S Corp owner, you become a W-2 employee under your own business. And this distinction is very important because it gives you more control over how you're taxed. Now, you might be wondering, can I just take a tiny salary and maximize my distributions? Well, IRS isn't that naive. They require that they call reasonable compensation. In my practice, I typically recommend taking at least 30% of salary. It's the sweet spot that keeps IRS happy while still giving you significant tax savings. Now let's talk about timing. When should you make the switch? Here's my rule of thumb. If you're consistently making $50,000 or more in profit, it's time to seriously consider an S Corp. Below that, the administrative costs might outweigh the benefits. But once you cross that threshold, you're leaving money on the table by sticking with an LLC. Speaking of administrative costs, let's break those down. With an S Corp, you will need to, first of all, run payroll, either yourself or through a service. Second, file additional tax form. Third, keep more detailed records. Fourth, handle quarterly payroll tax deposits, and issue yourself a W-2 at the end of the year. But don't get these requirements scare you. The tax savings usually more than make up for these additional responsibilities, especially as your income grows. Now let's talk about some important rules if you are considering the switch. S corporation can only have 100 shareholders and they must be US citizens or residents. You can't have other corporations or partnerships as shareholders, and you're limited to one class of stock. Plus, your business needs to be incorporated in the United States. Here's something else to consider. The whole year, you will need to handle payroll taxes and ensure that you're taking that reasonable compensation. This isn't just about following the rules, it's about structuring your business in a way that maximizes your benefits while staying compliant. Here's the bottom line. LLCs are still great for two situations: businesses just starting out and real estate investments. But if you are an established contractor making consistent profits, switching to an S Corp could be one of the smartest financial moves you'll make. And before I wrap it up, let me be clear about something. This isn't just about saving money on taxes. It's about structuring your business in a way that supports your long-term growth. The construction industry is evolving, and your business structure, it needs to evolve with it. Remember, if you're considering making the switch, you will need to file Form 2553 with the IRS. To make an election in subsequent years, you may file the election at any point from the first day of your preceding tax year up to 2 months and 15 days after the start of the applicable tax year. So don't have that much time to file for it. Start the process at the beginning of 2025. Just make sure that you can comply with all the rules we discussed in this video. The tax savings are significant, but you need to do it right. That's all for today's video. If you found this helpful, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more construction business tips. And listen, if you need help getting your books right and implementing this system, reach out to me. Link is in the description. Let's get your business to that next level. Until next time, keep building smart.